咁加南街市都好得意嘅 has a lot of history. The Graham Street Market is one of the oldest street markets in Hong Kong, 150 years old, and is currently under the process of transformation. And what's really fascinating in Hong Kong, we explore ideas of Hong Kong as a model city, but also straddles between development, conservation, preservation, the environment, and how to basically activate discussions about these changes in Hong Kong. So what we did was a series of light installations created by really young people just like yourself in the urban fabric, responding and researching and experimenting in site and installing what typically are projects and objects in maybe in the university setting, we brought it out into the street. So the public space realm in Hong Kong is drastically transforming, and we're very interested in dealing with these issues. The politics of a light object became an outdoor exhibition, became a way for people to interact and see the market in a different way. It was educational, it was informational, and it also was able to connect to the different parts of society. So the latter part now, to give you a bit of a background, I just ongoing right now curated the Hong Kong Shenzhen Bai City Biennale, which is located in the West Kowloon Promenade. It's a very, very small project, but on a large piece of land. So that was a huge challenge for us. But BYOB is a theme that we chose for this year. This is our team. So we also, as a method, collaboration is a really, really important thing, teamwork. Where we have a team of architects, artists, and curators. So myself in the middle with my partner Eric at SQ, Alan Lowe, who's the curator for Art City Integration, and also Frank on the far right. He's a curator for urbanism, architecture, landscape. We all work together as a team with various project managers, designers, associations, etc. The site itself is vast. The Biennale for Hong Kong is new as a concept, so we're counting a lot of people's participation. And BYOB was chosen in a way to call for participation, call for community participation, focusing on social sustainability issues, community heritage participation, and also environmental issues. For BYOB, Bring Your Own Biennale, we were laughing, Biennale for the B, but we want to encourage more people to come in the way that brings their babies, bak choy, boyfriend, blanket. We had a huge yoga event. We had a big music, bring your own band event on site. And we definitely have the architectural statements and manifestos by our own invited architects, such as Shigeru Ban, who's a famous Japanese architect based out of Paris, Tokyo. And he does a lot of refugee housing, temporary shelters, who built our main pavilion in Hong Kong and West Kowloon. So you have to come see this. It's all made out of paper tubes, the first ever paper tube structure in Hong Kong. Housing forums, just like yourself, outdoor. And this is just some pictures during our opening event. And the kind of zooming in to thinking about the minimal efficiency of structures and materials. Heading back to community projects, we did a big eco-farm. You have to come see this large eco-farm on site at West Kowloon. And we've been growing our own food. We've been inviting French designers, architects who work with NASA, Labo Group, to create air filters that exhibited. We have the architecture project that's very famous in New York City, the High Line, a 1.5-mile-long public space that we want to bring and show to Hong Kong citizens. And it's contained in a container as a temporary reuse structure. We also have been inviting young architects, celebrating their design, giving them opportunities. Ida and Billy's project called Live Nature, that is celebrating the tree itself and design and structures of sustainable materials. And also thinking about BYOB as we asked people to bring their own bench. So how do you rethink the design of even just a public space furniture in Hong Kong? We have other structures that use recyclable cartons, green wall systems. We also have really exciting structures that deal with Hong Kong-Shenzhen's relationship. And a young design, but also emerging architect team, RAD, called Tetraphobia, their project analyzing different areas in Hong Kong and creating potentially new types of strategies of public space. And Kowloon, West Kowloon Wall City by Douglas Young from GOD, who created this very special West Kowloon wall city that looks at inhabitation and our history and to rethink how we live in Hong Kong. It's a very stunning piece. Has everyone heard about Kowloon? Yeah? Okay, this is a really powerful piece of history of Hong Kong, and it's being recreated in this vast landscape in West Kowloon. I will close soon, but to talk about risk-taking and experimentation, we had a really exciting event 2 weekends ago called 雙王出海, Two Wongs Going Out to Sea by Stanley Wong and Casey Wong. And what they did was really risk their life. They used the boat as a symbol of mobility and mobilization and basically launched the boat into the Hong Kong harbor. And this was actually slightly illegal. So we have to take risks. The right side boat by Casey Wong is a 4-foot by 4-foot home. And we all know how expensive real estate is. But how do we redesign our homes? Or how do we rethink the issue of design and architecture? And this was a very powerful piece that just floated in the sea, in the harbor, to really make us think about the value of society and the design value. To the extreme where we actually have unexpected results. Wedding photos, fashion models coming on site, the tree growing so fast and grass from the farmscape of certain projects, thousands of people coming, like this morning, 2,000 people, elderly. We're raising money for the elderly at the OSJ Pun Choi event. Farmscape, a project actually which I was very excited about, where William Lim worked with 3 young graduates from Cornell University to design this public installation called Farmscape, and one of them is his son. So would you ever think about working with your family? Maybe that's a discussion point. Dutch designer, Dutch consulates donating 500 stools for us to use in our Biennale site, and some very exciting, clever, young Hong Kong architects looking at abandoned furniture, collecting furniture, and redesigning it and placing it on site. So there's so much creativity in Hong Kong. We had a BYO bench and box open call submission. 4 young architects who work in different firms in Hong Kong came together and produced a submission called Projecting Window that uses prefabricated bay windows with a symbol of Hong Kong's housing and reactivated on our site to make this really powerful, powerful public installation to engage the audience and the public of these questions. We have other young designers, street artists, where we challenge them to create BYOB in a fast 3-hour time period with the cheapest material. So you have to come see this. How to get there is a large issue on urban design. I hope you can all just check on our website. But the last thing as a call for the social value of design and community participation, we have a final kind of call for photographers. Please come join us at BYOB 城市動員 at the West Kowloon Future Cultural District Waterfront Promenade. And we want to see what you see so we can work all together to motivate and challenge the discussions on how Hong Kong and Shenzhen is designed. Okay, thank you very much.